Hey everybody, this is Jerichos, and welcome to another One Shot Saturday. After last week's crazy adventure, I figure we'll do something a little lower key this week. I'll be playing The Swapper. It's a puzzle platformer with an interesting twist, and an absolutely wonderful, creepy aesthetic. You'll see what I mean as we go. Now it starts us off in the dead of space. I love this intro. It's just this spiraling view. It gives you this real feeling of being just out in the middle of nowhere. Research Station Theseus, Planet Cori 5. Now, maybe it's just me, but this escape pod looks like a soup can. It does not look safe at all. But hey, we launch from the station to this planet below, and we begin the Swapper. This game is so beautiful. It just gives me this feeling of unease, this abandoned in the dead of space feel. And you'll see a lot more of that as we go. So here we go, landing on the planet, and not the smoothest of landings. But as we zoom in here, you'll see we're okay. So we control this guy in a spacesuit and move around. You can press X or actually up on the control stick to jump, which a little awkward. I just use the X button. And you can look around. You actually have an aiming reticle there, which will come into play later. But for now, let's start exploring. These are checkpoints. Should you die, you'll come back to the last one you encountered. And let's head into Site 24 on this strange planet.
Theseus Excavation Site 24 on Planet Cori 5. All off-world transport via home teleport at base of installation. All finds property of the Sisyphus Project.
So we've got some hatches here. Can't get through this wall. There's a switch up there, but can't jump up there, so we'll just have to go left. See what we can find this way. And specifically, what we can find is the namesake of the game, the Swapper. You can press L1, hold it and release it, to create a clone of yourself. They will move in sync. And in particular, you have 5 total. You can create 4 clones and yourself. Walk into them, and they rejoin you. So, we can use this clone to open up that switch. There we go. And we just leave him there. When you leave the room, he just disappears. Now, put one here. Touch this switch, and boom! Power of teamwork! Oh, now this is a fun one. Let's see. Start at the back. Gotta place one on each switch. There we go. You'll notice, you hit a checkpoint, all of your clones disappear. Oh, but here we go, some bit of story. Listen, we're grateful, but to be frank, half my team refused to be in the same room as one of these Swapper devices. I hardly envisage their use becoming widespread enough to justify the security precautions you've had installed down here. Here, see,
available.
the map is starting to expand.
Mind Science Laboratory, Space Station Theseus.
What you're telling me isn't possible.
Oh, there's somebody here talking to someone.
Tell me who I just ejected into space.
Now we've got a platform to the left, but we can't quite reach it. And if we drop down, we die. So,
Tell me who I just ejected into space.
we have to go the only way we can, to the right. And here we get an upgrade to the Swapper. This is the main part of the gameplay now. Once you've generated a clone, you can swap to it by pressing R1, and that switches control. They'll still mimic each other, but now we've changed who the main one is. So, we can use this to get around. Now there's nothing down below, so let's just head to the left. Boom! Go through to the teleporter. Now, as it says here, clones cannot be created inside the blue light, but we need to get somebody up there. How do we do that? First step on this switch to create a gap in the light. Switch to the guy over here, and we've done it. And our second light, red light, blocks the swapper rays. You can create people up there, but you can't switch to them. So, what do? Create one on the right, and one on the left, and... Whoops. I need to move them to the right more. Now we switch. Ooh, another terminal. I need a security orb. I've been planetside for weeks. I cannot get clearance back to Theseus. Help me out? I can't. I want to see my husband as much as you do yours. Here we go. One more. Oh, no, this isn't a memory terminal. That's an activation terminal. Opens up the door.
The ship I came here in is fried. I have a rescue team on the way. They'll be here in a day's time.
Who is she talking to? Huh? You'll find out eventually. Alright. Now, nothing we can do to the left here. But if we go to the right, we find a teleporter. But it needs to be turned on. You need an encryption orb to bring it online. Let's go searching for one. We need a faster turnaround down here. The last shift was supposed to go home 6 hours ago. Instead, you've got them shipping back more rock samples. They're tired. Please advise.
You can't make me do that.
Now,
I won't do it.
we can create clones up here, excuse me. But they can't grab the orb. You have to be in control to grab the orb. So, what we want to do is put somebody up here and somebody in the far corner. Now, we can simply switch to this guy, and we get the orb. You'll notice when you get an orb and solve a puzzle, typically the lights will disappear. And with that one orb, we can activate the teleporter. We get back to the Theseus. But as we do, the teleporter over here breaks. So, we're stuck here now in a whole new area. And this is strange. Bit of rock here. Walk past it. Hello. Yes, that is the rock talking to you telepathically. Very, very weird. Now I like this. It kind of, as you're running, gives you a bit of a preview of some areas you're going to have to go through. Interesting mechanics we haven't seen yet. And we come to an elevator. Now as we're waiting for this to come up, as I said, look at the aesthetic of this game. You just feel so alone. You're stuck here on the space station or on the planet. You don't know what's going on. There's minimal story. It's creepy. It really unnerves you. That combined with the music and the limits of language are the limits of knowledge. Our name was not their knowledge. They thought of us as watchers. These weird sentient rocks. The whole game just leaves you with this vague unease. And I love it. Not many games have this kind of atmosphere without going the horror route. And honestly, I'm not a horror fan. This is just more of suspense. Now, we need another encryption orb. You can see this console has a 2 on it. We have 3 different ways to go. Let's check out all 3 doors. Here we got a puzzle. We need to get that orb up there. We can't create a clone on the left, so let's create one on the right. Switch to him. Now create one up top. Can't switch to him here, but bring him all the way around. And now we can shoot the swapper ray through here. Ooh, and a memory terminal. The Chief of Quarantine understands the pressure this puts you under, but stresses that these rock samples are of unparalleled scientific interest. As such, we must request that you continue to prioritize sample teleport over personnel. So these sentient rocks is what they're apparently mining or finding. Sounds like this could be bad. So, we'll teleport up here and check out these other two doors. The world is the limit of thought. The limit of thought is the chain of hearers like me. I cannot speak if they cannot listen. What is where? How is where? Does where tick? We know only of the minds in our chain. We choose your chain in a dimension we do not know. Oh, you choose your chain. So, yeah, really, really unnerving. And there's a huge story that unfolds as you go through here. I'm not going to spoil it, but we're getting glimpses of it. Now, we need to get up there, but we can't shoot a swapper ray through it, so start by pushing this block to the right. You'll create an opening up there. Pull it to the left. You'll see we've got... Oop. Did not want to do that. Pull it to the left. And our clone up there is now between the two. Push it that way. And we've got an opening! Another Monogon orb. Now here's a cool thing. While you're holding the swapper ray open, or the swapper beam, whatever you call it, it slows down time, so you fall very slowly. You don't stop time, but slowing it down, you can do some pretty nifty things. And we can get through the doorway. Whole bunch of blue light here.
Sector 1. Emergency personnel to waste management.
And now here, if you drop down, you'll die. But create a clone right before you land, and you're good to go. This is a big room here, and you actually get a glimpse. Hang on, there's somebody over there. We're definitely not alone up here. That's, again, unnerving. It's the best word I can come up with. Now, this gate here needs 6 orbs. I'm going to finish exploring all the way up to opening that gate. I think that'll be a good amount for this video. I am the only one that believes in the other dimension. I call it space. One moves through space. Yes? How? These things don't seem to exist on the same dimension we do. Now this is a cool thing here that you're going to learn to do. See the arrow pointing up? You need to go up skyward. Create a clone as high as you can and immediately switch to it. Then, create another one, switch up higher. All that said, you get up to the very top. Now here, if you press the switch, it opens up the left side, but closes the right. What you need to do is create a clone, and you'll keep the one on the right. Now, as you're dropping, you create more clones. To go higher and higher. Almost screwed that up there. You basically have to keep waiting out until this gate opens, and you can put a clone right there. And both gates open. Now we can just head back to the right. How many orbs do we have now? We have 4 orbs. And this map is expansive. You can actually see there's some more stuff. Those are the areas we kind of got a glimpse of. See an unexplored hatch. Tells you the places you can go. Very helpful. Now remember, we gotta do a trigger of a clone at the very bottom as we drop down. Otherwise, boom, died. Kind of gruesome death looking there, but then again, he dropped from a great height. Now here, we can't create a clone through this gap, but we can, however, shoot the beam. So, want to create a clone all the way at the top, and as you run past, use the swapper, the L1, to slow time down, and you can get the shot just right. Switch to him, and create another one. Easy as that. And we just keep going back up. Probably want to create one down here. Yep, he would have died. Did we explore it? Yeah, everything to the left. So, we'll go to the right. Yeah, you believe in space. Another memory terminal. Essential supplies. Lots of food, water, spare parts, and Xeno samples and finds 432 of them. Sounds like they've been doing this for a while, and they're in it for the long haul. Now, we have 5 orbs. We need 1 more to access this console, so let's go up and explore up top. And as I'm going, I really encourage you, take a moment and just listen to the music. It sets the atmosphere perfectly. And oh, I forgot how pretty this room is. This awesome greenhouse room. Giant plants. Let's go up top first. Few areas of the station remain habitable. The cargo bay in Sector 1 has everything we need. Food and water, greenhouse access, but it may not be safe for long. No one knows what's causing this. So something went terribly wrong. That explains why this place is empty. Now, here, we can create a clone to the right. Can't shoot to him yet, so start by putting him on that switch, then one on this switch, and there we go. All we need at this point is create the final clone up there. Now we had exactly enough clones, but don't forget, if you walk into your clones with the one you're controlling, you'll dissolve them, reabsorb them, and you can then use them again. Oops. That fall was a little too far. We'll go through this room. Now this looks like a new color. All it is, it's blue and red together at the same time. So what we have to do is... Oops. Let's dissolve you. We want to create a clone as far to the left as we can. So stand... Actually, no, I'm doing this wrong. You need to stand here and create a clone just shy of the B. Now, switch to him. Running to the right. Have to do it again. And, see with that, we've got the one on the far right standing on the switch. We can finally create one up here. Grab the orb, and we're good to go. We've got 7 now. 1 more than we need, but you will need every orb you can find later. So it's best to grab everything you can. And I'll tell you this, the puzzles get hard later. Some of the best and toughest puzzles I've ever encountered in a game like this. And we'll go ahead and open the console. You'll see it triggers some of these funnels. You can use these to zoom across. But I'm going to end this here. There's a lot more to explore in this game, and this is just up in the space station. You also go back down to the planet after a while. So, if you enjoy puzzle platformers, I highly encourage you to give this a try. It's $15 on Steam, worth every penny. There's even some hidden achievements and spaces to find that are really off the beaten path. If you have any suggestions for other one-shot games for me to give a try, leave them in the comments or send me a message. And if you've enjoyed this video, please click like and subscribe, and feel free to follow me on Twitter. I'll see you guys next time.